Welcome everybody to the next episode of Alex Exploring. I'm Alex, and today we are in the village of Lockbourne, Ohio, just south of Columbus, near Rickenbacker Airport. We're here at our first location, which is the Village Park, Bootjack Square. We have a Ohio historical marker here that we're going to go read now. All right, so this one is number 2925, titled Historic Lockbourne, anticipating a boom in canal commerce. Colonel James Kilbourne, who lived from 1770 to 1850, platted Lockbourne in 1831 at the junction of the Ohio-Erie Canal and the Columbus Feeder, which was completed the same year. Lockbourne derives its name from the numerous canal locks at this site and Kilbourne's own surname. So Lock and then Bourne from Kilbourne. During the heyday of the canal area, Lockbourne boasted the Canal House Hotel, several taverns, a stockyard, a distillery, a sawmill, and a grist mill, which used the head of the water at Lock 30 for power. And then continues on the back. The Moneypenny Distillery for many years, Lockbourne's largest industry, produced 100 barrels of whiskey a day and was located at the east end of town. The distillery owned two canal boats, the Magnolia and the Cruiser. At the intersection of the main canal and the Columbus Feeder stood a transfer warehouse for transshipping freight between boats. Howlett's Mill was built as a canal warehouse at the west end of Commerce Street in 1842 and converted to a grist mill in 1863. Construction of the Chesapeake and Ohio Railroad grade obliterated Lock 28, the North Canal Basin, and the distillery site. Historic Village of Lockbourne. So I am calling this a mini episode because there aren't a whole lot in this little village, but there's really nothing else around, so it's just going to be Lockbourne. There's two more historical markers here, and they're both over at the canal park, so let's head on over there and we'll check those out. Just notice here Commerce Street, which goes through. It's also known as Historic Distillery Street. I wonder if this is the building that was the distillery. We'll have to look into that. All right, it's getting a little windy. It's a nice, cool spring day. We're here at Lock Meadows Park, right down the street here from the historic Lockbourne marker. This here is the Ohio-Erie Canal and Locks marker, numbered 3025. It's all about Ohio-Erie Canal. The Ohio-Erie Canal was built between 1825 and 1832 and extended 308 miles from Lake Erie at Cleveland to the river at Portsmouth. the greatest engineering achievement in Ohio up to that time. The canal gave the state's farmers and merchants much greater access to goods and markets, and was instrumental in the young state's rapid growth. Lockbourne was a focal point of activity on the canal with its staircase of 8 lift locks, numbered 23 through 30, 2 canal basins, and junction with the Columbus feeder. Lock Meadows Park encompasses the remnants of Lock 30 and the Big Walnut Creek guard lock, which prevented floodwater from entering the main canal. The lock tender's house was located adjacent to Lock 30. So, this here is the lock tender house. So it would have been adjacent here. Would have been down in the park, which we'll go ahead and go down, and you can see the Ohio historical marker down this way. We'll just take a picture. I think it's going to be, I think that's the same historical marker. So this is a double marker, I believe. But that's because sometimes down there it's not accessible, potentially. Not sure. But the back here is about the Columbus Feeder Canal. And this was a very important part of Lockbourne because in order to connect the state capital to the Ohio-Erie Canal and provide a dependable supply of water for this section, engineers began to survey an 11-mile navigable feeder from the Scioto River in Columbus in 1824. Groundbreaking ceremonies took place in Columbus on April 30th, 1827, with the Granville Company receiving the contract for all masonry work in the Lockbourne area on both the main canal and the feeder. First canal boat arrived in Columbus on September 23rd, 1831. Boats ascending the Columbus feeder crossed Big Walnut Creek through a slack water pool above the, quote, state dam, unquote. Then traversed the left lock. With a 14-foot difference in elevation between Columbus and Lockbourne, the canal required just 2 lift locks. The other was located 4 miles below the terminus. The last canal boat left Columbus in 1904, so 119 years ago. All right, let's head on down to the canal, take a look at that, wrap up today's video, this mini episode, so to speak. All right, so this location is this beautiful park. It has a bunch of trails, which we have gone through before. This is Lock 30 down here. You know, this is where, I believe that's where that building that was at the top was, potentially. Not 100% sure. They don't really say too much. But it's the same historical marker here, so I can confirm it's a double marker. But this one is the best one because this is living history here. Canal lock that's been here for nearly 200 years now. Lockbourne also there's 3 others, you know, just on the way here. They're located on Canal Street. There's one in the back of this trail. I'm not going to go on there because it absolutely poured yesterday, so I am not here to be, you know, trekking through the woods on the trails. But there's one back there, and there's another one or two on this side here, but they're not really accessible. But there's the second side here, which you can get through on the path. Um, but yeah, these structures they just absolutely intrigue me. They really spark my fancy, my interest. Just how these giant stone structures have just been left here. I feel like one day they will try to at least secure some of these so they don't fall apart. But I mean, these are incredible works of stonework and masonry and construction in the 19th century Ohio countryside. They don't even put this much effort into the countryside at this point anymore. So, really incredible to see. And it's still standing. There's several more locks around. But yeah, well, not sure what this looks like. What would have been where the lock doors would swing open. You see that indent? I didn't see that the last time I was here. Looks like they put there's some kind of screws that would lock them in or something. Not sure if that was restoration work or what. But there's so much you can kind of just tell in the history and the story of this structure. So let's let's go see some stuff in Groveport. We have these are stops that we've already seen, so like we're revisiting these for the collection, the photograph collection, and the fact that we can say I was here. So make sure to like and subscribe. Support my local history channel here. We'll be continuing on with our series um, throughout the spring and throughout the summer. So make sure you subscribe, like, turn the notification bell on so then you can be updated to when the next video comes out. And that being said, history is right here in our backyard, so get out and explore it. This is Alex Exploring out. See you later.